First, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Gunai-Kurnai people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. Very important for me to do that as an Aboriginal man, to follow cultural protocols, and exactly what I'm about to talk to today. So my talk today is about a cultural journey of change and the work I do around that. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. My grandfather's line is Cook and Yallinji, so that's from far north Queensland. I was born on the lands of the Wurundjeri people, but people know that, that's around the Melbourne area. Yeah? I was actually born in the Footscray area, so a western suburbs boy, and lived all my life in the western suburbs there. Me and my partner, who's sitting up the back there, we have 3 beautiful daughters. And these are our daughters here. Yeah? I can see themselves on the pictures up there. So our roles as parents is to make sure that our girls have a safe, loving environment for them to grow up in and become strong women in their own right. My role as an Aboriginal man is to ensure my girls have a connection to culture, are strong in their identity, have a great spirit, and grow up to be strong Aboriginal women in their own right. So I'm running out of breath a little bit. I've got a bit of asthma at the moment. I'd like to share this photo with you. This is my youngest daughter, and this is Yuki. She's up the back there too. We go water skiing a lot, and we go up to Lake Maggie. People know the drought, the water's gone down a fair bit. So what happens up at Lake Maggie is the ochre comes out and sits on top of Mother Earth. Ochre's the paint, it's white rock, it's clay. And you would have seen the fellas today with painted up doing that as well. Yuki knows this. Yuki goes up on the bank, crushes up the ochre, puts water on it, and then Dad has to go up and paint her up. So Dad goes up there and paints her up. Now I want to share with you about the paint on Yuki. The ochre connects her to Mother Earth. As I said, Mother Earth. 5 dots on her head, you can't really see well, but represents every member of her family. Yeah? And then she's got emu legs on her legs, the lines down. She's a fast runner, Yuki. As she tells me, the fastest in grade 1, Dad. So that's that cultural connection. Yeah? Let me tell you about this cultural journey of change. I've been on this change for a long time now. For 26 years now, I've worked directly with Aboriginal men that have come in contact with the justice system. And you've seen a little bit of that work today up here. I've worked as a youth worker. I've worked in Aboriginal co-ops, Aboriginal communities. I've even worked in a maximum security prison. People would have heard of it, Port Phillip Prison. You always see Port Phillip on the news. Yeah? So I've worked in there as well. I've worked for Corrections Victoria, and now I'm currently the manager of what we call Wulgunganalu Learning Place. Very proud of the work we do at Wulgunganalu, and very proud of the Yarram community, the way that they've embraced us and accepted us within the community as well. So our work is, we actually work with Aboriginal men that have come in contact with the justice system, and we help them divert themselves from the justice system. So a pathway out of the justice system. I'm not going to talk to you too much about Wulgunganalu, but my work relates back to it. I'm going to talk to you more about this cultural journey of change and how that works. Yeah? So let me begin with this. I'll show you this photo here. Whoops, that's the wrong way. These are what we call the cultural principles. Yeah? And I want to introduce this to people as well. The cultural principles, the rules of the dreaming. The dreaming, what the dreaming is, it's a time before time. We as Aboriginal people, this is where all our dreamtime stories relate back to. Ancestral beings come down, created the landscapes, created the rivers, created everything else. Our spirit cousins come down, which are the animals. Yeah? And then we come along as well. So this is where all our stories go back to. And people would have heard about this before. The cultural principles, yeah, are these up here now. Preserve the dream by order and ritual. Me acknowledging country, the men have an opportunity to dance. Very important for our men to be able to do that. Respect for the land and people. I reckon I'm going to show you some photos as well, and there's a great photo in there that I'll talk to that explains that as well. Take care of the environment. Geez, it's something that we struggle on a lot now, I believe, anyway. But let me move on. Responsibility for own actions. Yeah? Very important, and this is the work that we do around this cultural journey of change, when men take responsibility for their own actions, that's where you really see the biggest change. I hope I can show you that when I put this video up as well. Pass on the knowledge, very important as well. Make sure the next generation has that knowledge and it gets passed on. Let me show you this photo. This is a photo of men at Wulgunganalu, men with me, having the opportunity to participate in a corroboree. Yeah? A corroboree starts at dusk and goes for as long as it goes for. Men have the opportunity to be able to dance, connect to Mother Earth, honour their ancestors, and strengthen that spiritual connection. These 5 men in this photo, and I'm in there as well, the 5 men in the photo have never had this opportunity before to connect that. You know? How does that happen? The strength within their cultural identity, the strength within their spirit really grows in that sense. Yeah? So I just wanted to share that with you. And I've got a few other photos I want to talk to. Also, I want to share with you today is three cultural journeys of fellas that have been on this cultural journey. I'll talk to you a little bit about their journey as well. First one is this young man here. Yeah? I picked a young man first to talk about because it's very important and it's called becoming a man. Traditionally, you were shown the pathway to become a man. Yeah? This young man had lost his way, disconnected with his family, disconnected with his little son. Yeah? Come down and found himself in trouble with the justice system. Yeah? And really hard to navigate his way out of that. He'd come down with us, spent time with us. You know, through our cultural protocols and some of the things that I showed you up there as well, the opportunity to have to paint up, the opportunity to be able to dance, re-strengthen that spiritual connection, and really feel good and proud about his identity. You know, goes a long way. This photo here shows him and his young son dancing for the first time. Yeah? Passing on the knowledge. Very powerful. Very powerful for him. Yeah? Who's the real winner in this photo? Yes, the young man's achieved great things, and I'll speak about that in a sec. But how does that young fella now look at his dad? Yeah? The strength in culture, the strength in this journey. This young man now is no longer in contact with the justice system. Him and his partner are currently living with her mum. He's an apprentice landscape gardener. Yeah? He's got a car, and he's doing well. And like I said, no longer in contact with the justice system. Just for that strength in identity and culture. I'll introduce you to this man here. Fantastic man, and lots of people around Yarram would probably know this fellow. He plays with us at the local footy club, the Woodside Footy Club. His name's Shannon. Yeah? A young man, this is a middle-aged man, a 34-year-old man. Yeah? Responsible for own actions. Yeah? This was the big turning point for this man. Once he understood the protocols of our kinship system, your roles and responsibilities to be a father, to look after your kids, what's important, yeah? Really seen a big change in this young man's life. Once again, you see him painted up there, yeah? Being able to practice ceremony, but be able to have his kids along to watch and look at as well. What's the strength in this? Where did this young man go? Once again, no longer in contact with the justice system. Yeah? And I don't know many men that have done this before, but he now is. Yeah? He has full custody of these 2 young kids in his care and living to be a really great dad and strong in his identity and strong in his culture. And comes out and shares his story to our men at Wulgunganalu, what he did. All began with responsible for own actions, yeah? Stepping into that space. I'll share this man with you as well. This is an older man. Yeah? People might remember this fella. He did the welcome here for us last year and was up on stage with us as well. We call him Wazza, Uncle Wazza. Yeah? How do we work with an older man? What's the strength there? What's the connection there? What's the cultural journey? Well, it's about helping this man step into the role as an elder, showing him that guidance, showing him that way through. Wazza was a member of the stolen generation. Disconnected from his 3 sons. His 3 sons didn't want to know him. Didn't have an opportunity to form relationships with his grandkids. Yeah? The time that was spent with us and this reconnection to culture and strengthening his cultural identity and showing him the cultural protocols was really moved into becoming an elder. Yeah? This is what we call sharing the knowledge. This photo here, me and Wazza are sitting around and watching young men dance. Wazza provides the cultural content to that, the cultural integrity of that dance, and we share that back to the fellas. A step forward. This one here, people probably remember this, Heroes Round Table, on this very stage here. Wazza performed the smoking ceremony and ends up on stage with the smoke here and the young men dance around him. Yeah? Put here, earned respect. As an elder, you not just become an elder, you have to earn that respect. To see these men up here looking at Wazza, sharing that earned respect, that's that real step forward in one of the cultural protocols and a real strength for Wazza. What's the benefits for that with Wazza? Once again, no longer in contact with the justice system. Build a relationship with his 3 sons, who now look upon him in that cultural integrity, cultural spirit, cultural strength. Has relationships with his grandchildren, very important role he has to play with his grandchildren. Yeah? Lives on his hometown of Dimbulga, on his traditional lands, and is respected in his local community up there as well as an elder. Yeah? Through that strength in culture and strength in identity. I just wanted to show you these 2 photos because I think they just catch some work we do in that as well. But I always like to show this because of the young kids involved in it. So I'll show you that as well. This one here, fantastic day, the Yarram Air Show where we provide the welcome as well. Wazza performed the welcome and did the stuff for us up there too. Really great stuff. This one here is, I've only got one slide after this left. This one slide here, respect for the land and the people. Yeah, let me just explain that to you a little bit as well. As you see this photo here, you look around and you see all the Aboriginal people in there. There's also non-Aboriginal people in there as well. Yeah? This is one of the things that we've been able to achieve as well, respect for the land and respect for the people. This has been a big part of the work around a cultural journey of change that Yarram have come along with us on. Yeah? So if you ask me, there's lots of heroes in Yarram that have come along with us on this cultural journey of change. Yeah? I want to share this with you. We have this saying, and it goes like this. People would have heard this saying before. It takes a village to raise a child. Everyone's heard of that, haven't they? Well, our saying is this. Sorry, I must put me in there. Our saying is this. It takes a tribe to support a man through a cultural journey of change. Yeah? And this is our tribe. And the surrounding areas, Yarram, play a big part in that as well. So very proud of what we've achieved and this photo as well. I'm going to finish up on this photo here. Yeah? I wanted to leave this image in your heads as well. Yeah? Fantastic photo this. Strong Aboriginal man standing there. Yeah? Strong spirit, strong connection to land. This photo's taken in one of the beautiful areas around here, just up in the Tarrabolga National Park there. We dance at the bottom of the waterfall. Men get the opportunity to be able to connect to culture and connect to their understanding. But I think the real strength in this photo is just when you look at the men and you see what it means to them. Yeah? Why do I do the work that I do? Cultural protocol. It's as simple as this. As an Aboriginal man, it's my responsibility to pass on the knowledge. Thank you all. Hope you've enjoyed me talk today. Hope there's something that you can take away with it. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to invite all yous to be a hero and come along with me on this cultural journey of change. Thank you.